Shuddho buddho vimuktaha Shrutishikharagiram mukhyatat pariyabhumi Yasmajjatam samastam Jagadidam amrtat vyapya sarvam sthito yaha Yasyam sham shavatarai Suranaravanajairekshitam sarvametad Tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatamamalam Krishnameva prapadye Tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatamamalam Krishnameva prapadye Madhya hridaya kashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udetu Sadatam Samyak Swatmananda Prabodhagaha Hari 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 Om Tats Jai Guru Jai Guru. We shall have as usual 3 times the joint recitation of Omkara, thereby expand your mind to cover the entire earth. Let the recitation permeate everywhere, showering its benedictions on all the beings upon the earth. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth and the heart and join me. Hari, Hari. Hari Om Tats. Would you like to recite these verses?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Katham jnanam avapnoti Katham jnanam avapnoti Katham muktir bhavishyati Katham muktir bhavishyati Vairagyam cha katham praptam Vairagyam cha katham praptam Etad bruhi mama prabho Mukti michhasi chettada Vishayan vishavatyaja Kshamarjavadaya tosha Satyam piyushavadbhaja न पृथ्वी न जलं नाग्निः न वायुर्द्यौर्न वा भवान् न वायुः द्यौर्न वा भवान् येषां साक्षिणमात्मानं चिद्रूपं विद्धि मुक्तये यदि देहं पृथक्कृत्य चिति विश्राम्य तिष्ठसि अधुनैव सुखी शान्तो बन्धमुक्तो भविष्यसि धर्माधर्मौ सुखं दुःखं मानसानि न ते विभो न कर्तासि न भोक्तासि मुक्त एवासि सर्वदा I think this much we took. The next are new verses. Ego drashtāsi sarvasya Ego drashtāsi sarvasya Mukta prayosi sarvada Ayameva hite bandho Drashtaram pasyasitaram Natvam vipradigo varno Nashrami nakshagocharaha Asangosi nirakaro Vishwasakshi sukhi bhava Vishwasakshi sukhi bhava Let me know how many of you introspected over the message yesterday after going away from here, and has there been any good salubrious effect? I would like to know. How many people introspected over the message? A very poor number, not even 50%. What do you think of an effort like this? A speaker can only speak. There are a few stages in the understanding process. You are exposed to something, exposure. The exposure can be made only when there are recipients in front. So the exposure means the exponent exposes and the people who are in front or maybe online, they must be receptive enough to receive what is said. So they go together. After the reception, the speaker has nothing to do. You have to ruminate over what you have heard. Ruminate over what you have heard until at last the message is sufficiently assimilated, absorbed into your system. It becomes part of your inner being. Once you are absorbed, sufficiently absorbed it, then that assimilation will take place. Then you start expressing it yourself. Unless you have something in you, how can it be expressed? I think all of you should feel ashamed if you have come here and spent your time and after going away, the message was never thought of at all. What is this? Would you like your children like that? Go to the school and completely forget the message imparted there? I don't know what is wrong with us. Very rarely, I come here once in a year and we are together for a few hours during the whole period, and with a lot of interest, dedication, commitment and persuasion, I am speaking, and I am a good speaker. I am a very good speaker. You know, in India, what they say is, Swamiji, after you have spoken, whatever you ask the audience to do, they will do. See, I had to handle a spiritual social subject in Kerala, which was very sensitive. And because I am a thunderous speaker, I straight away went to the superintendent of police, Trichure, and asked him, see, I am a very powerful and inspiring speaker, but I don't want to speak in an inciting manner. So I would like to know where is the difference between an inspiring and an inciting talk. Speak from the point of view of your own acts. They are the people to take acts. So he told me, don't say we will do. Say we will make the government do. I am not explaining it further. I got my message and I came away. I continued to speak more thunderously. Hundreds and thousands of people would listen to me. The one platform from which I spoke in Uttar Pradesh, Begum Hasrat Ali Park, 32 feet high platform, and the audience was 6.5 lakhs. What is that? 650,000 people were there. So, when you have come here and you have invested your time and effort, what prevents you from following it? Otherwise, are you not unchaste to your own process of understanding? How to bring about correction in our mind and intelligence? The mind and intelligence will have to introspect. What are we discussing? Ego drashtasi sarvasya. Ego drashtasi sarvasya. Sarvasya for all. Ekaha singular. Drashta, perceiver. You are born once. Are you born twice? No. You are born once. And you live the whole of your life after a single birth. Similarly, in the whole of your life, you are only the perceiver. There is no time when you become otherwise. When you have a pain, who reports it? What do you say? I have a pain. When you are comfortable, what do you say? What do you say about your own birth? I was born. I did. I said. I thought. I was happy. I was unhappy. Except relating your statement and the thought process to the I, can you ever say anything? Experience is a experiencing. To experience, it is a verb. A verb denotes an action. The action can proceed only from an actor. Tell me whether the actor is first or action first. Actor is first. So in the whole of your life, you are always the drashta, the seer, the perceiver. And the perceiver is only one. Your experiences may be plural, multiple. But the experiencing individual is only one. Ego drashtasi sarvasya, of all. Everything that takes place in the mental plane, in the intellectual plane, in the sensory plane, in the object's hemisphere, everywhere the drashta is only one. Do you agree? Yes. Then what is your complaint in this world throughout your life? Let it be death, disease or poverty. What is your complaint? Can you inflict poverty on the drashta, the seer?
No.
Can you inflict poverty on the seer?
No.
He will be seeing the poverty, experiencing the poverty, but he will never become poor or poverty. He is a drashta. It is a fact. It is a reality. Because you are a drashta, you are a perceiver, you are an experiencer, you are never the experienced, you are never the experiencing. Then are you not liberated?
Yes.
Mukta prayosi sarvasa. You are always liberated. Liberated by what? Not by your effort. By the truth that you are always the observer, the experiencer, the hearer, the seer, the thinker, the understander, the sufferer, the enjoyer, the liver, not this liver. What do you say? Can you refuse to accept what I am saying?
No.
Then I think you will have to ask the doctors to take away your brain. Ego drashtasi sarvasya mukta prayosi sarvada ayameva hite bandho. After explaining this truth, Ashtavakra points to King Janaka. It is not an ordinary man, mind you. The mightiest knowers, royal knower. Ayameva hite bandho. You asked me, katham jnanam avapnodi, katham muktir bhavishyadi. How to transcend, how to cross the bondage. He says, your bondage, what is that bondage? This is the bondage. Drashtaram pashyasidaram. You are seeing the perceiver, the experiencer, the observer, the enjoyer and the sufferer as different from him. When you had poverty, when you were tormented, tell me, when did you ever become the tormented, or you were experiencing and witnessing the torment? Thoda boliye na. Don't be cowards. It is a fact, mathematical fact like that. Whenever you had an experience, did you become the experience or you were the experiencer? So if you have a bondage now, what is that bondage? For whom is the bondage? If there is a bondage, you are witnessing the bondage. If you are liberated, you will still be witnessing the liberation. You will not become liberated. You will be witnessing the liberation. As you are witnessing the bondage now, see, your attention, your understanding, your intelligence, everything is lifted and lifted. Taken to a place where intelligence alone can penetrate and perceive the truth. Nothing else. This is like saying 50,000 multiplied by 10. How much it is? Are you trying to bring 50,000 10 times, totaling it up? Or you simply say 500,000? How do you say that? Do you disown it? 5 plus 3, how much is it? Do you require a proof for it? Similarly, why are you seeing the witness as the witnessed? You have had so many times dukkha and sukha. Has any dukkha taken you away? Has any sukha taken you away? Both of them came and both of them went. Did you go?
No.
Did you come?
No.
Why don't you say that? My dear Dukkha, you come. But I shall be. You have come and therefore you have necessarily to go. I have not come, so I will not go. You are inferior to me. I will float on you. I will float on you. I will float on you. Just like the body floats on the drowning waters after learning swimming, I will float. I will float. Everything in this world is transitory. What will not transcend is the witness of transitoriness. Am I clear or not?
Yes.
Is it Greek to you or is it knowledge spoken in English language for you? Where is your difficulty now? And you refuse to introspect over it and actualize it? What audacity do you have to do this? What is this? I don't understand. When you receive a knowledge, you should be chaste. You should be true to it. Otherwise, don't receive it. Your children are sent to school 10 or 11 years, thereafter graduation, etc. You mean to say, all the knowledge that they have gained, they should drop in the school campus and then come away? Or they should carry it? Here also the same principle applies. Why is it that you are not doing? I am asking you. Certainly an explanation is called for. Ego drashtasi sarvasya mukta prayosi sarvada ayameva hite bandho drashtaram pashyasidaram. Every time you have a pleasant or an unpleasant experience, think for a while. Am I the experience or am I the experiencer? Sollungoma. If you are the experiencer, why are you worried about the experience? It is not going to change your status. Let anything happen in the body, in the mind, in the intelligence, in the ego, in those levels. But you remain the witness and witness alone. My dear souls, this is not a small knowledge. You don't know how fortunate you are. Nobody will come and explain it properly. You are very, very fortunate. The most fortunate amongst the humans living now. To listen to a speck of this knowledge. I don't think there is anything greater and more fortunate than this. Mukta prayosi sarvada. Ego drashtasi sarvasya. The drashta, the perceiver, is only one. And he is the perceiver of all. If God comes in your front, you will still be? I have to ask somebody else. You will still be what? The perceiver of God. Mr. God who has come will have to go back. But you have never come and you will not go back. See, I provokingly speak because this dormant nature of the human heart refuses to think and understand. Having some objective knowledge and having gained it, becoming a professional, etc., you gloat over it. Our people said knowledge is divided into two categories. One is the inferior, another is the superior. What is the inferior knowledge? All the knowledge revealed by the senses called worldly knowledge, inferior. Because this knowledge is not independent. What is the world so far as you are concerned? Is it an object knowledge or subject knowledge? Object knowledge. Object knowledge is inferior because the object knowledge totally depends upon the subject who gains it. If I am not first there, can I be seeing the world? No. Does the world see me? No. Does the world see me? No. All that is going on in the world, who is doing it? You will find upon the earth, only where human beings are there, some activities are done, some utilization and harnessing takes place. In the non-human beings, do they do anything like that? Do they construct buildings? No. They also make homes. But they do not make homes as we are doing. We are extracting so many things from the earth and depleting it. Weight-wise, there is no difference. Otherwise, it is all dangerous. When you extract oil, you are sucking. Wherever the oil is present, you are sucking. And from the sucked portion, that emptiness, is it filled? Huh? What will happen to the earth? I am told Indonesia is going to be underwater for about 32 feet in 2030 or so. I may be subject to correction. Jakarta. Going to see. Why? How? Water. Only we people do something. Look into the sea population. It is not so much affected as the earth population. The sea creatures are better in their behavior. Our intelligence, which is supposed to be a reward, it acts as a punishment. That is our problem. We have to evolve, very good, civilize, very good, but it should be a sustainable civilization. Sustainable civilization. This word came only recently, not in the beginning. Now meetings are held. What about the carbon content? Oh, green gas. Scientists will invent something. Suddenly all people are glorious about it. After some time another man will come and invent. What is invented is absolutely injurious. By the time it has already spread. Take polymer products, plastic. It takes more than 500,000 years to be disintegrated. Even then will it disintegrate? We don't know. So here is a truth, a naked fact. Ever since your birth, throughout your life, activity and interaction, your position, whether you want it or not, is only that of the witness. And all the changes that you are reporting are in the sphere of the witnessed. What of it to you? Give me an answer. Let anything take place in the witnessed plane. Will it affect you?
No.
What will you be? You will only be a witness. Then what is your complaint? Are you going to change the witness? Can you do it? Then what is your complaint? Openly say, my dear world, be whatever you want. I will only be a witness. You may struggle and strive to involve me, but I will never get involved. I will only be a witness of all the changes that you bring about. I am already the witness, I will continue to be the witness. So what is bondage? Are you ever going to be bound?
No.
Are you ever going to be bound?
No.
Do all of you say this?
Yes.
Or only a few?
All.
Then I will call you insensitive dunces. Certainly I will call you. Otherwise ask me, stop talking. Ego vishuddha bodhoham iti nishchayavanhina prajwalya ajnana gahanam vidashoka sukhi bhava. Ego vishuddha bodhoham. Louder.
Ego vishuddha bodhoham.
All of you.
Ego vishuddha bodhoham.
Iti nishchayavanhina.
Iti nishchayavanhina.
Iti nishchayavanhina.
Iti nishchayavanhina.
See, vanhi. It is actually hana, vahni. Because they will appear to be different, there is a special grammar rule which says, pronounce it in the opposite way, as if now is preceding ha. Actually it is vahani, written vahani, but you have to pronounce it as vanni. Any kind of a compound word, it should be like milk and water, that merger. They should not appear to be separate. eko vishuddha bodhoham
eko vishuddha bodhoham
iti nishchayavanhina
iti nishchayavanhina
prajvalya
prajvalya
ajnanagahanam
ajnanagahanam
prajvalya ajnanagahanam
prajvalya ajnanagahanam.
There you are missing. Prajvalya ajnana prajvalya lya lya prajvalya ajnanagahanam Vītashoka sukhi bhava. You know, this is the sadhana. You are not to do any other sadhana. What is the sadhana? This is the sadhana. Understand clearly. Understand clearly. Know very clearly. Resolve and decide very clearly. What is that? Prajvalya ajnana gahanam. The huge forest of fire. No, the huge forest of ignorance. Prajvalya. Burn it with the fire of wisdom. The knowledge that you are getting here, infused into you, it is like a blazing fire. And it is to burn what? All the ignorance that you have. The ignorance may have accumulated over many years. But the fire is so powerful, it can simply burn it off in a matter of minutes or maybe hours. Prajvalya, ajnana gahanam, vitashokaha, transcend your grief. Shall I explain to you this phrase? What is meant by transcending? When you transcend something, the something remains there. You only transcend it. You don't do anything with the grief. The grief is a condition, it's a quality, or it's a state of your mind. You don't wrestle with it. You only transcend it. When you are swimming in drowning waters, do you do anything on the water? You only wave your hands and feet, hold the neck erect above the water. You don't struggle with the drowning nature of the water. It is not destroyed or removed. You learn to remain afloat, that's all. So the water and the drowning power still remain, but you are not affected. You are transcending it. Here also what is required is Vita Shokaha. The grief may be there in your mind, but you will be floating over it. Will any one of you, at least one of you say, today when you go to bed, tomorrow I must have some kind of an intense misery. See your insincerity? You have not understood it. I must have some intense misery. Thinking like that, you go. Suppose there is a misery, because you have said, I want to have, and it has come. Will you be happy or unhappy? Unhappy. Then you have not said. You said, I must have, I want. When you want misery and the misery comes, will you not be enjoying it? Answer me, my dear souls. Don't mortgage your intelligence. I want to be miserable. So the misery has come. Then am I not happy? It is just like I want a boy and a boy is born. What is the difference between the two? So the whole misery will lose its potential. The shoga will be in the mind. But you will be transcending it, floating on it. Grief will not disturb you. Grief will not disturb you. Similarly, joy will not delude you. Joy will not allure you. Joy will not overwhelm you. My dear souls, do you understand what I am saying?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
It's all a question of knowledge. Intelligence is superior to the mind. Grief and joy are in the mind level. The knowledge is in the intelligence level. So you decide before going to sleep, tomorrow I must have a stroke of misery. Is there at least one in this assembly who will say this? I think I am not blessed. So what shall I call you? Give me a name for describing you. ഒരാൾക്ക് കൂടി ചൊല്ല തോന്നുന്നില്ലേ നിങ്ങൾക്ക്? Then what is it? What is your hearing and what is my talking? I have passed 90 years. 67 years I have been speaking. Right then also I was speaking with a lot of enthusiasm, fervor and inspiration. I had read sufficient Sanskrit, beautiful verses, and verses used to be my companion. My audience used to nod their head and listen to with a lot of attention, rapt attention. I don't know whether they really realized the gravity of what I said, but they were very inspired by listening to me. The same truth in a much more refined manner perhaps, or much more effective manner, I am speaking now. And out of all these people, there is only not even one person is there. Swamiji, I shall say, I want to have a stroke of affliction tomorrow. And let the affliction come. Tell me, I wanted it, it has come. Very good. I will remain afloat. It is as simple as that, as straightforward as that. And all of you are really, Swamiji, we will not say. So what shall I call you? I don't understand. Vita shokaha sukhi bhava. See, he is telling Janaka, sukhi bhava. This very instant, become comfortable, become happy, be rejoicing, be delightful. This very moment. Janaka heard it and became so. Janaka heard it, became so. Parikshit heard Sukamuni, and on the 7th day, he expressed his gratitude and said, before Takshaka comes and administers his bite, I here go into my own bosom, within my own body. Withdrawing the senses, mind and intelligence, he went down his body, within the body, and lodged himself into the depth inside. Takshaka came and bit him. He never knew. He was not there. This is the knowledge I am infusing into you. And you don't have the gratitude and the simplicity, the straightforwardness to say, Swamiji, I shall say that. Why? What is the problem? Suppose you say fire, will your tongue be burnt?
No.
If the eyes see white color, will the eyes become white?
No.
If the eyes see death, will you become dead?
No.
What more do you want as proof? கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுங்களே. What do you think of spirituality? Don't blame it. Blame yourself. Say openly that I am not fit for it. I am not fortunate for it. Please excuse me. Never say spirituality is hard. Where is the hardness here? Have I not shown you that the eye is different from all the rest? It's only the witness. It can never be non-witness. So suppose tomorrow the affliction comes, what will you be? You will be? It's witness. Then what is the problem? Will the affliction affect you?
No.
Will it?
No.
Will it?
No.
Then why don't you say, I shall do so? Which is that ghost that is catching your throat? Vishwasakshi, Vidashoga Sukhi Bhava. See how beautiful is the discussion. Do you like it?
Yes.
At least that much is okay. Now, again I will show you your ignorance, your reluctance, your ingratitude, lack of straightforwardness, piety. Muktabhimani muktohi baddho baddhabhimanyavi kim vadanti satyeyam yamatihi sa gatihi bhaved. Ningal enna nenachelama? This is nectar. This is ambrosia. Muktabhimani mukto hi. Muktabhimani mukto hi.
Muktabhimani mukto hi.
Baddho baddhabhimanyapi.
Baddho baddhabhimanyapi.
Kim vadanti satyeyam.
Kim vadanti satyeyam.
Yamatihi sa gatir bhaved.
Yamatihi sa gatir bhaved.
Muktabhimani mukto hi.
Muktabhimani mukto hi.
Cheyandu sollungo.
Muktabhimani mukto hi.
Baddho baddhabhimanyapi.
Baddho baddhabhimanyapi.
Again.
Baddho baddhabhimanyapi.
Kim vadanti satyeyam.
Kim vadanti satyeyam. Kim vadanti satyeyam.
Yamatihi sa gatir bhaved.
Yamatihi sa gatir bhaved. Yamatihi sa gatir bhaved.
Bah. Muktabhimani muktohi. A man who says, I am liberated, I am proud that I am liberated. He starts speaking about it, claiming it. A man who thus, what shall I say? Proudly says that I am liberated. He becomes liberated. Mukto he becomes liberated. Baddho baddhabhimanyavi. The one who says, I am bound, what shall I do? I am accursed to be so. He remains bound. Kim vadanti satyeyam. There is a proverbial statement here. What is that? Yamatihi sa gatir bhaved. Whatever the mind assiduously thinks, that the mind becomes. Whatever the mind assiduously thinks, that it becomes. So tell me, what prevents you from saying, you are liberated, I am the witness? I will invite affliction for 1 hour tomorrow. And I will remain unafflicted. Nothing will happen to me. Affliction will come and it will go. I will neither come nor go. I will enable it to be present and get its gratitude and blessing. This is knowledge. This is realization. This is truth. Not playing with untruth. Muktabhimani muktohi. Baddho baddhabhimanyavi. Kim vadanti satyeyam yamatihi sa gatir bhaved. So my dear Janaka, nothing prevents you from being liberated. You are liberated. At least you claimingly say, I am liberated. Imitate the liberated. Go on saying, and you will find you will become that. Our 7 sages who passed across, Ratnagara who became Valmiki sage, they told him he was a fool, he did not know anything. So what could they say? He fell at their feet and said, I am no more a family man. I don't belong to my wife, I don't belong to my children. All of them said they will not share the sin that I am incurring by robbing people and feeding them. I have only you as my refuge. Please accept me. Do whatever is necessary. They agreed. What could they do? So they told him, go on saying, Rama, 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 Rama. He was a very hefty man. Rama, 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 Rama. He started. And went on speaking only that, uttering only that. After some time, the sound was falling. Rama, 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 Rama. Rama, 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 Rama. Then only muttering, only movement of lips. Finally, that also stopped. You know, when he woke up, the small plants in front had become huge trees. He was covered under white ants. He was still, so ants started crawling. White ants came and made their dwelling place. He came out. What did he do? Only utter Ram, 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 Ram. The utterance was so involving for him that it never left him. His mind was silenced. His intelligence was silenced. And he was sunk, deeply sunk in his own inner presence. This is what will happen. Muktabhimani muktohi baddho baddhabhimanyapi kim vadanti satyeyam yamatihi sagatir bhaved. I have come here to change your line of thinking, the direction of thinking. I have come here to rob your ignorance, to infuse into you knowledge, purity, sublimity, elegance, magnificence, as a result of which you will be able to say, what? What? I want nothing. I am full. There is abundance in me. All bestowed by the inner consciousness, the inner presence. I am full with God. Full with God. I am godly, not humanly. This world is just like water becoming ice. It is God's solid or concrete form, this world. I am a part of it. If the world is godly, am I not godly? Yes, Julwell. You will say yes because it is easy to say. But what should follow that? There you miss. That is our problem. அதாவது சேரலே ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். ஆத்மா சாட்சி விபு பூர்ண ஏகோ முக்தச்சிதக்ரியா அசங்கோ நிஸ்பிருஹசாந்தோ பிரமாத் சம்சாரவானிவா. You know, this is a wonderful text. It becomes devotional, it becomes spiritual, it becomes philosophical, it becomes yogic. But all experiential. All that I say is not merely within my experience, it is within your experience also. At least you have all agreed to say that the I is the witness. Yes. This much is okay? Yes. If I circulate a paper, you will sign, is it not? Atma Sakshi Vibhu Purna. Ego muktaschidakriyah.
Eko muktaschidakriyah.
Asango nisprahasyanto.
Asango nisprahasyanto.
Brahmat samsaravaniva.
Brahmat samsaravaniva.
I always say, borrow ears and hear. With 2 ears, if you hear, effect is not there. Borrow ears. Atma sakshi vibhuv purna.
Atma sakshi vibhuv purna.
Ego muktaschidakriyah.
Eko muktaschidakriyah.
Asango nisprahasyanto.
Asango nisprahasyanto.
Brahmat samsaravaniva.
Brahmat samsaravaniva.
Listen to the truth. Atma is witness. Or do you have to make it the witness? When you look at the wall, are you the visible wall or are you the one seeing it? So you are the seer or the seen?
Seer.
Any doubt?
No.
Any doubt for anybody?
No.
Any doubt who has intelligence and who is an adult? Can he have a doubt in this?
No.
Even children respond to me. I have discovered a new eye in me. When I came to Malaysia in 1972, for some time I happened to stay with Vijayaratnam, that family. The first son was quite intelligent. So I was having a discussion about, and said, Swamiji, very, very devoted those children were. I have found a new eye now. I have heard about intelligence, etc., integrity, industry and other things. Now I have heard there is a new eye, a real eye. He must have been about 7 or 8 years old or so, I don't know, something like that. So don't think that it's only meant for adults. Shukamuni was not an adult. He was 16 years old. So Atma Sakshi Vibhuv Purna. Atma, the one you refer to as the I. Sakshi, he is the witness. Vibhu, he is all-pervading. Purnaha, complete. Ekaha, singular. Muktaha, liberated. He is singular. What is there to bind him? He is non-dual. He doesn't allow any other second entity. So by his very nature, he is liberated. Akriyaha. Because he is full, he cannot move. And there cannot be any action or activity in him. Asangaha. Therefore he is detached. Nisprahaha. He has no desire. If one alone is there and it is full, what can he desire? Our astronauts went up. They went above the gravity, Earth's orbit. They were looking around. But what was there? They lost the sense of time. If time has to be revealed, objects must be there showing their changes. If the sun is not going to rise and set, do you think we will be able to feel something like morning and evening? Nothing was there. So where is the question? Only oneness. They saw only emptiness. So they had to be told, it is morning, get up, go to the toilet, wash your teeth, have breakfast if you want, take your bath. All these messages had to be given from the ground. Asangaha, nispraha, there was nothing for them to desire. There was no visible object at all. Then what will they desire? Shantaha, peaceful. Brahmad, by virtue of your delusion, samsaravaniva, you say, I have become worldly. Tell me who has become worldly. The blood has become worldly. The air has become. Huh? The temperature, heat has become. And what has become? Huh? What has become? There is only one. It is through illusion that I say, asango nisprahashyamdo brahmat samsaravaniva. When a child is born, does it become bound? It is a beautiful product that God has made, nature has made. Nature has proved its majesty, magnificence and profundity by arranging for the birth of a child. A little child which was shaped in the mother's womb, every organ has been shaped without the mother's or anybody's knowledge. Ultimately it has come to interact with the infinite world. Bah. Is there anything greater for our festivity? And that child later on says, I am bound. Who is bound? The air is binding? Earth is binding? Is it not because of the earth that all of us are seated in our respective places? So the earth is binding us? Is the air binding us?
No.
Water? Temperature? Space? Tell me what is binding you?
Mind.
Yes, you should put your finger on your nose. Shameful. It's shameful to say I am bound. Are you born here to be bound? Or are you born here to feel and realize the freedom that you have? Human body is a blessing. Human body is a grace, enrichment. No other body, the huge elephants, the huge whales, none of them will be able to speak like this, think like this, understand like this, and realize like this. Only the human can. So the birth of a human child, tell me how important and glorious it is. Brahmat samsara vaniva. Never say I am worldly. Say always that I am godly. You show me one element in you which is worldly. Earth, water, air, fire, space, all these are godly products or worldly products. Your body is made up of that. And inside the bad body you have consciousness. Consciousness. That consciousness is even more divine. So where is the lack of divinity in you? Where is the undivine part in you, my dear souls? You tell me. തമിഴിൽ ഒരു പോയമുണ്ട്. നട്ട കല്ല് പേശുമാ നാഥൻ ഉള്ളിരക്കവേ ശുട്ട ശട്ടി ഷട്ടുകം കറിച്ചുവൈ തെരിയുമാ. This is our plight. When God is within you, do you think the stones, idols will speak? You are making a very good meal. Every day you are getting it here from the hotel. It is made with spoons, with vessels, with fire, etc. All of them are used. But do they realize the taste? Huh?
No.
Because they don't have life in them. We have that life. So enjoy. Rejoice over your human fortune, human birth. ഒരു നാളും ചൊല്ലാതുങ്കോ that, oh, I am sinful. Who is sinful? See, we have got a beautiful intelligence to understand, a mind to think, and a heart to feel. Feel the best, think the best, know the best. Dehabhimana pashena chiram baddhosi putraka bodhoham jnana khadgena tan nikritya sukhi bhava. எவ்வளவு அருமையாக பேசுகிறேன். தேகாபிமான பாஷேன சிரம் பத்தோசி புத்திரகா. My dear child, you are tied for long by the noose of the body notion. What is it that you have? I am the body. Is I am the body a physical fact or a mental notion? It is a notion. The mind produces it. Dehabhimana pashena. This is an abhimana that you have. It acts as a noose, as a rope, and you are for long bound. Janaka was a king, a kshatriya. So he speaks the language of war and enemy. Bodhoham jnana khadgena. Use the sword of jnana, wisdom. Tan nigritya sukhi bhava. Cut it across and be comfortable and fortunate. புரிஞ்சுதா உங்களுக்கு? தேகாபிமான பாஷேனா. This body is an ocean. Instead of understanding it as an ocean produced by the mind, preserved by the mind, you consider that it is a fact and you feel that I am the body. No, you only have the body. With the eyes you see the wall. In the same manner, using the eyes, you see your hand. If the wall is not you, can your hands be you? Can the body be you? You readily agree with me? See, there is much to think here. Nissango nishkriyo sitvam swaprakasho niranjanaha ayameva hite bandhaha samadhim anutishtasi. Nissango nishkriyo sitvam.
Nissango nishkriyo sitvam.
Nissango nishkriyo sitvam.
Nissango nishkriyo sitvam.
Swaprakasho niranjanaha.
Swaprakasho niranjanaha.
Swaprakasho niranjanaha.
Swaprakasho niranjanaha.
Ayameva hite bandhaha.
Ayameva hite bandhaha.
Ayameva hite bandhaha.
Ayameva hite bandhaha.
Samadhimanutishthasi.
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 Nissango nishkriyo sitvam.
Nissango nishkriyo sitvam.
Swaprakasho niranjanaha.
Swaprakasho niranjanaha.
Ayameva hite bandhaha.
Ayameva hite bandhaha.
Samadhimanutishthasi.
Samadhimanutishthasi.
See the most lofty statement that Jnana Shastra can deliver. Ashtavakra is a challenging instruction, even for the most studious, intelligent seeker. What does it say? Nissango. My dear Janaka, you are such that you can never have an attachment. When people say, tell me, Swamiji, my mind is attached. Mind is attached. Is the mind that it can be attached? Can you make it a rope and bind? See, the water, it is circulated through a number of pipes and tubes, and you are using it. By allowing itself to be taken through the pipes, etc., does the water get bound? Huh? The air enters your body and reaches every cell, millions and millions of cells. Is it bound? Huh? The fire burns a number of items. All of them are garbage and useless things also. Does it ever become foul? Then why are you becoming? What is it that is getting bound? The body? When the child is born, the umbilical cord, the only connection the child has with the mother, is cut. So, is the child detached from the mother or attached to the mother? Then why does the mother say, I am attached to? என்ன சொல்கிறேன் நீங்கள் சிரிச்சுங்கோ over your own perplexing ignorance. Nissango, you can never have sangha at all. Nishkriyosi, your body acts, your eyes see, your ears hear, your mind thinks, your intelligence understands, your ego asserts, but you are the witness of all these. In that you level, the I level, no action, no effect. So which activity you are referring to? Whose activity? Body's activity? Let body suffer about it. Mind's activity? Let the mind. What are you saying? While all these things are going on, you are still the witness. Swaprakasho niranjanaha. You see everything. You see everything. You say, I am. The amness about you, who reveals it? The sun reveals the objects of the world for the eyes. The sun does not reveal my mind. The sun does not reveal my intelligence. I know it myself. I say I am. That amness comes from me. Swaprakashaha. You are self-luminous. Are you able to understand? You are not illumined by anything. Anything. You say, I slept. Who told you that you slept? In order to sleep, you left everything. In the sleep, you are not conscious of your body, conscious of your mind. You are not conscious of your intelligence and ego and the world. Still you say, I slept. That I, is it then the body, mind, etc.? Or is it different from them? That I remained itself and gets up and then say, I slept. I knew nothing. So that revelation of sleep as well as the presence of the I, is it with the help of anybody else? So the I shines in you by virtue of its own light. It is self-luminous. Swaprakasho niranjanaha. No blemish can ever occur to it. Blemish is to the body, to the mind, to the intelligence and to the ego, to the world. Nothing to the I. Ayameva hite bandhaha. My dear Janaka, this is your bondage. What is that bondage? Samadhi manutishthasi. You practice samadhi to know this truth. To know what truth? That I am. To know I am, you meditate. And only to say in my meditation the mind was restless, I was not peaceful. Meditation. Who does meditation? You make your body sit, you make your mind think, you make your intelligence understand. So meditation is for the body, mind, intelligence and ego. For you, nothing. Still you meditate. This is your bondage, my dear Janaka. So can you outlive all these and stay, I am, I was, I shall be. I am. Not the body. Not as the body, not as the mind, not as the intelligence, not as the ego. I am as myself. As myself. Nobody shows me to me. I show everything. I see everything. The world does not see me at all. It has no eyes to see. It has no ears to hear. The whole world is inert. It is made of matter and inert. I am the only sentient presence. I am the only sentient presence. Nowhere can I commune with it. Can I realize it? Think, understand, put everything together, compare, contrast, and then arrive at the conclusion. Be true to it. You cannot be what you told me at the beginning of the session. I don't know when, now you have been able to change you. Tomorrow can you say when you go to sleep today, 1 hour's affliction I want tomorrow?
Yes.
Huh? See, I have made at least 3 people say. This knowledge is wonderful, my dear souls. My Gurudev did not speak anything like this. I have somehow become eloquent. He was speaking about me. Here is an unexploded volcano, he said. Literally, I became so. He only initiated me with Diksha. Ever since his initiation, I was given to meditation and absorption. My meditation was always a radiance, a joyful vibration. The whole body would be full of a pleasant vibration. Sometimes it will become very powerful. The whole body will start vibrating. This was my meditative experience right from the beginning. So much so that I felt, what nonsense is this? Every time I meditate and I get a lot of joy, when I get away, it goes away also. This is not the truth. I don't want this. I felt like saying so. Every time when I meditate, this was my experience. Vibrant joy. But somehow, I am able to talk to you like this. There was one sage, Ashtavakra, who spoke to King Janaka. And you know, in the 2nd chapter, King Janaka expresses his realization. Of course, he was exuberant. So Ashtavakra corrected him. Don't go to say so much. It's a claim. You have to be more deep. So like that it got extended. 18 chapters it has. What a wonderful text. Are you able to appreciate this?
Yes.
Do you think it is beneficial?
Yes.
So will you invite a little misery now and then?
Yes.
You know, there are people who have come to me saying that traumatic experience. Swamiji, how can I handle it? I was staying in Jamshedpur with Ambani and Madhavan. One day a lady came there. I could not speak Hindi as I would now. So she came and told me, Swamiji, Swamiji, Swamiji. I could not understand. Something I understood. So I said, what is your trouble? Tell me properly. So my host Ambani said, Swamiji, one day suddenly a police van came here. She was the neighbor, just close neighbor. A police van came here. The police people got down from it and came home and said, "Are you Mrs. Sinha?" She said, "Yes." Instantly they said, "Get into the vehicle." Without telling anybody, calling anybody, she got into the vehicle. They drove her, went to a mortuary, opened the door and asked, "Can you identify this body?" It was her son's. Her son fell into the wrong company and they killed him. Now she was saying, "I want to forget this instance, but I am not able to." Oh, I see. Then I asked her, looking at her, "Do you have faith in me? Will you do what I ask you to do?" "Yes, I have faith, full faith. That is why I have come." So I told her, "Listen to me very carefully," I said. "Do you do puja at home?" "Yes." "Do the puja as usual tomorrow. And then after the puja and routines, never take tea, but before that, close the doors and windows of the puja room. Sit on an asan. Do you have an asan?" "Yes." "Sit on it. And then listen to me very carefully. Whatever incident is haunting you, invite that incident. Invite it. And after it comes to your mind, react to it in any manner you like. But only mentally and orally, not physically. You should not beat your head or chest. So invite it to your mind. And then react in any manner you like. I am cursed. Why did it happen? Who was it in my last life? Did I do any? I don't want to say anything that you want to say, you say. Cry, weep, sob. Use the tongue also. And come to me after 1 week. For how long you should do it? Not more than 20 minutes, I say. It can be even 15 minutes, but don't go beyond 20 minutes. You know what happened? After 4 days, this lady came. She said, "I am absolutely all right. No trauma now." Another lady, on the birthday of her son, she had prepared a beautiful special meal in Jamshedpur, but this boy went to the river, got drowned. To her also I said the same thing. Many people I have said this. Whoever suffers from any kind of a traumatic agitation, I will treat him within maximum 14 days. If it is very powerful and very strong and you are not able to bear it, maximum 2 weeks. Otherwise in 7 days, 10 days, the whole thing will disappear. My dear souls, our body is shaped by God. Our mind is shaped by Him. Our intelligence is shaped by Him, by nature. They are far more resourceful than you can know about them. There is nothing in this world which the human mind cannot digest, absorb, assimilate, and float over. Every one of you human can realize it is your birthright as what you are, what I am. You don't need an additional mind. You don't need an additional intelligence. You require the grace of God and maybe the association of a knower. Nothing else is required. Don't blame this knowledge. Don't criticize it unnecessarily. Never say it is too deep and too high and be a sinner. It is our birthright to realize this. We are meant only for that. We are not meant to eat, grow, mate, and die. The external wealth or treasure is no treasure at all. Everything will remain away. Your money will remain as currency notes or gold or deposits in the bank. No object can enter your mind and delight you. Every particle remains outside. Nothing can go inside and touch the mind. Only your own thoughts, your own aspiration, your own effort can touch and transform the mind. Why don't you do it, my dear children? What prevents you from doing it? All of you except very few, fairly old. What is there for you in left? Why don't you take this up? And realize the bounties it has. Don't put forward any excuse. What is there unassimilable in this world? I tell the world, my dear world, you put me anywhere you like. You can never add a plus to me, nor can you inflict a minus to me. My body is full with matter, and inside the body I am full with sentience. Call it God, call it the self, call it the supreme reality or the spirit. I am full. Nothing has a place in me. No vacancy. Am I alone like this, or every one of you is like me? Onnu sollungolenappa. Every one of you is like this. And the first exposure is what you are having now. You develop it, seek it, strengthen it. I don't know whether I will be coming to Malaysia again, but body has become a little old, but I don't feel my age. And how I say by 80 everybody should go. I have already lived 10 more years. The American government has issued me a passport, increasing my life to 100. Visa, American visa. They have increased it to 100. So they have given me a visa for 10 years. So they have extended my age. I am very happy. This time we have announced a plan of taking up some definite social service, and I would like it to be done initially before we return, right now itself. There should be a group properly formed for it and start moving. Sarva bhuta hite rataha. Say that. Go on chanting it as a mantra. Let your mind expand, heart expand. Let it melt, melt, melt when you see the needs and the sufferings of the people. Become dearer to God by that. Okay. Hari, Hari, Hari Om Tats. I have been happy having come over to Malaysia once again, and we did have a 2-day or a 3-day program there in the hall.
2 days.
A 2-day program in Siddhivinayagar temple, and then here we have had a 3-day session. Ma also will be speaking. I am happy that so many of you have come and listened to the talk, I believe with attention, fondness, and also a sense of treating it as a sadhana for you to elevate and enlighten your life. I mentally embrace all of you. I generally wish and want that good children should be born in your families. Now I can say not necessarily good children, grandchildren also should be born. Many of you have become old, so there will be only grandchildren and further children. The first thing I would like these children to have is love for the family. In the same way, they must have love for the society at large. They must learn well, acquire sufficient skills so that they can be productive and efficient, and contribute to the nation and also to the globe. That is very, very important. The nation's productivity, the GDP should be sufficiently growing. That is important, and it can only be done through individual hard work and contribution. That should be done. Then I think any country, any nation will be very safe and prosperous. The children should have devotion to God, and they should use devotion as a great strength, a great reservoir, a tower of strength. How with devotion, just like Anjaneya scaled over to Lanka, they must also be able to do any kind of a task, any kind of a job, challenge, as Anjaneya did. This is the thought process that the parents should cultivate in them. Then it will be very good. Let me stop the session now, as usual. Samvedya varjita manuttama meghamadyam samvidpadam vigalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarahita kriyam tu kurvan agartrapadamethya samodidashri. Kurvan agartrapadamethya samodidashri. Hari, Hari. We shall have the conclusional Onkara. Hari Om Tas. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru.